Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, I am Erika Prastika, and in this video, I would like to explain about second language acquisition. And in this video, I will share the three topics. The first is about the role of first language in second language acquisition, and the second is the causative variables in second language acquisition, and the last is the role of grammar in second language acquisition. Well, let's start from the first topic, that is the role of first language in second language acquisition. Well, everyone, for many years, it had presumed that the only major source of syntactic error in adult second language performance was performers' first language. However, that errors are not traceable to the first language, but commonly in second language performers. Well, everyone, there are so many studies show the findings on first language influence on second language performance are quite consistent. Number one, first language influence appears to be strongest in complex word order and in word-for-word translation phrases. And the evidence of this is the study of German students. He wrote, I met there some Germans. Instead of wrote, I met some Germans there, he wrote, I met there some Germans. It shows that the first language influence in complex order. Perhaps in Germany, uh, the 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 verbs are following. Perhaps in Germany, the verb are following by a verb, something like that. The other example is in the sentence another my friend. Instead of wrote another friend of mine, he wrote another my friends. It shows that the first language influence in the word for word translation phrases. And number two, first language influence is weaker in bone morphology, and it is stated by Duskova. She notes that errors in bone morphology are not due to first language in her EFL students. They don't distinguish between singular and plural noun. And the number three, first language influence seems to be strongest in acquisition for environments. The experts stated that the first language influence is rare in child second language acquisition. It highly influenced in mostly foreign and not second language studies, situation in which natural appropriate intake and word translation exercise are frequent. So everyone, first language influence seem to be strongest in acquisition for environment. So it's not happen when there are highly environment of second language acquisition. Well, let's move to the second topic, which is about the causative variable in second language acquisition. Well, everyone, from the five hypotheses of second language acquisition, we can conclude that the acquisition is more important than learning. And to have best acquire, we need two conditions. The first is comprehensible input. Well, as we know, in the comprehensible input, we have to go beyond our level, just one level up of our level competence. So we don't need to stuck only in our level, but we have to go beyond just one level beyond of our level competence. Well, let's move to the second condition, that is a low effective filter. Well, it talks about mental block. Well, everyone, learners with high motivation and self-confidence will do better in second language acquisition. Well, everyone, in this topic, there are some points. The first is about language teaching. Does it help? The answer is could be yes or no. The answer is yes. The language teaching is help the learners when the learners are have no resources to learn about language. So they have opportunities or they have no resources to learn outside the classroom. So yes, the language teaching is help. And the answer could be no when the resources are available or the student have competence enough in second language acquisition. So the language teaching is are not really important. The second point is about exposure variables. And in this point, it states that exposures refers to the context that the students has with the language that they are trying to learn, either generally or with specific language points. And for example, in this situation is there are two students, Siti and Budi. Siti and Budi have opportunity to move to America, English that is English spoken country, and in America, Siti and Budi have a different time to stay. Siti stay in America for about 5 years, while Budi stay in America only 1 year. And it can show that Siti has more better chance to speak and understand about English than Budi, because Siti stay longer than Budi in America. So that the example analogy of exposure variables. And the next point is age. Everyone in the book, it is stated that the younger students acquire faster than adult. So what do you think, everyone? Well, it actually depends on the situation. Both of them can be faster acquired, so no one can be best. Both of them can be best on acquire something. Well, everyone, the younger can faster acquire than adult because their tongue is fossilized. So what does it mean? It means from child, their parents have already give them or teach them how to speak properly, how to use word properly, and how to uh, pronounce word properly. And everyone, the adults also can be faster acquired than younger because they have a conscious cognitive, so they can monitor themselves by determine that's wrong and that's correct. And everyone, let's move to the last topic, that is about the role of grammar in second language acquisition. Well, in the second language acquisition, grammar, or we can call it a conscious learning, can be as our monitor. Well, everyone, the grammar can be used as monitor when we communicate with others, whether it is spoken or written communication. Well, everyone, should errors be corrected? The answer is yes when the goal is learning. But when we only to judge someone, is no, big no. Well, everyone, when should errors be corrected? Well, the error should be corrected in the written only. Communicative process, the student have no time to edit or to monitor their sentence. So we can tolerate when they do or when they have errors in communicate with other, but it's not the same in the written because when we write something, we have time to edit or we have time to monitor our sentence. So yes, we have to correct the errors when it is in the written process. And which errors should be corrected? Yeah, there are three. The first is a global errors. The second is the errors that the most stigmatized. And the last is the errors that most frequently occurs. And the last is how should errors be corrected? First is by providing the direct correction, and the second is by trying discovery inductive approach. Well, everyone, that's all my video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope it useful for us. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.